It is now 6 o'clock, and I would love to welcome everyone to our swearing-in ceremony for our election of 2012. We are honored to have the Honorable Mark Rogers here tonight, who will be performing the ceremony, and we will be doing this at the center. And we will begin with Alderman Broeker. We'll swear you in first. We're going in alphabetical order. And then Alderman Waldron will be swearing you in. So I'm going to turn this over to Judge Rogers. Excuse me.
Board of Aldermen, Mayor, and Vice Mayor, and also Mr. Cope, I want to thank you for allowing me to do this. It's such an honor. Anyone who's ever had to run for office or be elected understands how important it is after you win to take the oath of office. It's such a wonderful thing that you're going to participate, be part of this community. Already in your past you've done so, but to continue. I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand and repeat after me. And at the conclusion of this, if you will say in the affirmative. I, Tom Broeker.
I, Tom Broeker.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
Or affirm.
Or affirm.
To support the Constitution.
To support the Constitution.
And the laws of the United States.
And the laws of the United States.
And the Constitution.
And the Constitution.
And the laws of the State of Tennessee.
And the laws of the State of Tennessee.
And the Charter.
And the Charter.
And ordinances.
And ordinances.
Of the City of Laverne.
Of the City of Laverne.
That I will faithfully.
I will faithfully.
And impartially.
And impartially.
Discharge the duties.
Discharge the duties.
Of my office.
Of my office.
As Alderman.
As Alderman.
Of the City of Laverne.
Of the City of Laverne.
To the best of my knowledge.
To the best of my knowledge.
And ability.
And ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Waldron, likewise, I extend to you the same remarks, and I'll share you. One famous fellow said one time that the individual who throws their hat in the ring, that's the one you always admire, because they're willing to stick their neck out and be part of the process, not just sit on the sidelines. And both of you gentlemen, as well as everyone else here who's been elected, understands that. If you would, I'm going to ask you to take the following oath. I, Dennis Waldron.
I, Dennis Waldron.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
Or affirm.
Affirm.
To support the Constitution.
To support the Constitution.
And the laws.
And the laws.
Of the United States.
Of the United States.
And the Constitution.
And the Constitution.
And the laws of the State of Tennessee.
And the laws of Tennessee.
And the Charter.
And the Charter.
And ordinances.
And ordinances.
Of the City of Laverne.
Of the City of Laverne.
That I will faithfully.
I will faithfully.
And impartially. Discharge the duties of my office.
Discharge the duties of my office.
As Alderman.
As Alderman.
Of the City of Laverne.
City of Laverne.
To the best of my knowledge.
Best of my knowledge.
And ability.
And ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Madam Mayor, I'm going to pass these to these gentlemen.
It is now 6:30. We will now begin the public hearing of the Board of Mayor and Aldermen for November 20th, 2012. Order of business is ordinance 2012-25, an ordinance to amend the 2012-2013 fiscal year water and sewer fund budget and capital plan for the water treatment plant improvements. I will now turn it over to Bruce Richardson.
Good evening, everybody. As the mayor just stated, we do have one item on the agenda tonight. I do want to note that the legal advertisement was in the newspaper on October 9th, 2012. So at this time, we'll take any comments regarding ordinance 2012-25. If anybody would like to speak, please step up to the podium, state your name and address for the record, and say what you would like. Once again, this is your opportunity to speak on ordinance 2012-25. Would anybody like to speak? Seeing no one approach the podium, I'll declare the public hearing for this item closed. Mayor, I'll turn it back over to you.
All right, I don't believe we have any citizens' comments or forum at this time. We will adjourn this meeting at 7 o'clock. It is now 7 o'clock. We will begin the meeting for the Board of Mayor and Aldermen for November the 20th, 2012. We do have a quorum. Welcome to our two new members here. Our oldies, but newbies. The prayer will be by Alderman Green, and the pledge will be by Alderman Broeker.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful weather that you've given to us. It seems more like almost springtime than it is fall. Dear God, we know that everything we get, no matter what it may be, comes from you. And we thank you and we praise you for all that you do for us. And dear Lord, we just pray that as we make all these decisions tonight for the city and for the people, that we can make the right ones. And we thank you for each department that we have and each employee that works so hard to make all of the things that are in Laverne come about. And dear God, more than anything, we pray for all the people, all of our soldiers, all of the people that are fighting over in Israel and everywhere, Lord. Just be with them and keep them safe and help them. And we know that you've told us to be prepared, that these things will take place. And we know that this world is just topsy-turvy. And Lord, we're just asking you to do your blessings on each and every home in this city, the nation around, everywhere. Lord, just bless us all. These things we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, we have the approval of minutes. Can we do all these together, Bruce?
Yes.
We have the October 2nd, 2012 public hearing, October 2nd regular meeting, and October 16, 2012 special meeting. Do I have a motion to approve or to deny?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Department reports. Fire Department.
Mayor, Alderman, the month of October 2012, calls consists of 2 structure fires, 17 fire alarms, 4 vehicle fires, 1 grass fire, 5 hazardous materials calls, 30 motor vehicle accidents, 23 medical calls, 3 emergency miscellaneous calls, and 4 non-emergency miscellaneous calls. In the month of October 2012, our average response time was 2.7 minutes. And our total water consumption for the same month was 650 gallons. Any questions?
Questions? Thank you. Please.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman, if there are no questions concerning the Police Department report, I'll go ahead and speak to other issues, if that's okay. I want to remind everyone that as the Christmas season approaches us, that we'll be kicking off next week our Christmas for Kids, and this year we're going to call it Christmas for Kids and Seniors. We're going to attempt to gather food items for our seniors who may need a little bit of help during this time of year. So you'll see and hear more about that as we go along. I would also remind you of Project Blue Light. I spoke of it last year and mentioned it during the workshop. We ask everyone in honor of law enforcement officers who have died in the line of duty in support of the COPS program, which is concerns of police survivors, the families of officers who have been killed in the line of duty, that you place a blue light in one window or outside if you desire somewhere, but do that between now and Christmas and let it run through Christmas, through the Christmas season. We had folks at Laverne Middle School tonight helping with Project Feed, and that's an awesome program, and we're proud of Laverne Middle School for doing that. Mr. Holman and the staff there always does a tremendous job along with the kids too. We are gearing up with our DARE programs in the schools, and those are cranking up and kicking off, as well as our community liaison program. Officer Cherie Robertson is our community liaison officer, and you'll be seeing and hearing a lot more over the next few months of the various things that we're doing there. And then we had a very successful weekend with a thing we assisted Rock Springs Middle School with, and you'll hear a little bit more about that in just a few minutes. Any questions? Thank you.
Good job, thank you. Rescue. Rescue's not here with us tonight. Codes.
Randolph couldn't be with us this evening. Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman. We had for the month of October 8 single-family building permits issued, 1 commercial, 5 fences and pool permits issued, 3 sign permits, 2 garages, 3 additions or remodels, 1 commercial plan review with a total number of 22 permits issued and a total monthly income of $10,682.95. We had 8 single-family plumbing permits issued, 8 single-family mechanical permits issued, and 1 commercial. We had called in 20 tall grass complaints, 7 junk vehicles, 18 trash, and 10 others. We had a monthly revenue with impact fees of $21,138.95, a total of 40 permits issued, and at this time last year there were 16 permits issued in that same time, and a total number of permits year to date is 264. Any questions? Thank you very much.
You did a good job. Thank you, Mr. Blair. Parks and Recreation. I'm surprised Jeff can walk after all that turkey and dressing he had today.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman. Congratulations, Alderman Broeker, Alderman Waldron, for your successful run. The report, October seems so far or so long ago, but those are the numbers for October there. You can see we're making the transition from outside back to inside as we do typically this time of year. We've done so many things this last month and into this month. We had our Veterans Day celebration on the 11th, which was great turnout. I appreciate everybody that was a part of that. Some of these veterans feel like they're forgotten because of what's happened. It's so much time since they served, so it was great to have everybody out there. The seniors did their spaghetti fundraiser last Friday. They grossed $1,288, netted about $1,100. So that was great. That's going into the building fund. I think they're going to get some chairs, some folding chairs that are better suited to accommodate the seniors. They had their Thanksgiving luncheon was today. They had 100 folks that we served turkey and dressing to. Very well received. Since we last met, Fergus Road, we took possession of the sidewalk project over there and got the road paved, thanks to Garland and his connections and all the hard work that Kyle had put into that project. Cheney Boulevard's close. I don't know what percentage. We got to be near 100% complete on that. That looks great too, and both of those sidewalks are going to help, get pedestrians off the shoulder of the road and onto the sidewalks. And it's great that we're doing that. One project left out there is still the safe sidewalk, or safe routes to school. We're going to defer that to the spring because of the weather. We're talking about the Floyd Mayfield from Sand Hill to Annigan, and that will give us connectivity then with all the sidewalks between Roy Waldron and Lake. A reminder that the Parade of Lights is December the 8th. It'll start at Veterans and end up here at City Hall. We'll have a tree lighting ceremony. Billy Bauer is going to be our Grand Marshal. And we're looking forward to that. Parade entries are available if you'd like to enter a float or a walking entry. You can go to the website, or you can get a hard copy at the Parks Building or right here at City Hall. And that concludes my report. Any questions of me? Thank you.
Thank you. Finance.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Aldermen. Tonight's report represents financial numbers up through the end of September. In the general fund, expenses have exceeded revenues by approximately $2.3 million. In our local sales tax, we've collected $146,000 better than what we budgeted for this time, and we're $39,000 better than prior year. In our State Street Aid Fund, revenues have exceeded expenses by approximately $84,000. In our Stormwater Fund, revenues have exceeded expenses by approximately $111,000. And in our Water Sewer Fund, revenues have exceeded expenses by approximately $871,000. On the second page is our balances in all of our various bank accounts. And then on the final page is a comparison to prior year. In the revenue fund, in the general fund, expenses have exceeded revenues by approximately $620,000 as compared to prior year. And in the water sewer fund, expenses are down 162, but the revenue is up 109, for a total net income of $265,000. Any questions?
Thank you, Phyllis. Thank you. Library.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman. I'd like to begin this evening by first thanking you, Mayor, and Aldermen that showed up at our open house that we had just several weeks ago and celebrating our 10th anniversary of being in our current library building. It was a special afternoon as we looked back and looked ahead at all of the things that we've been given here in the city of Laverne as far as our library goes. We have a beautiful building over there and a lot of materials and all that I hope more and more of our citizens of Laverne will avail themselves of and take advantage of the free services that we provide and the free programs that we have throughout the year. So thank you again for coming and participating in that with us. In the month of December, we have two very popular programs that people look forward to all year. The first one is our Food for Fines. Many of our patrons wait for this all year, as they might have fines that they have on their accounts for overdue books. And so what we do for those patrons, or I have a program for 2 weeks from December the 1st through December the 15th, where if they will bring in non-perishable and unexpired canned or boxed items, for every item that they bring in, they will be forgiven $1 off of their fines. So they have 2 weeks to do that, and that's always becomes very popular with our patrons. The other popular activity for the month will be coming on December the 8th on Saturday, and that's the Magic of Santa. Santa will be visiting. We'll start the afternoon at 2 o'clock with a magic show by Bruce Amata. He's always very popular with the boys and girls. And after that, we will be serving milk and cookies. And then jolly old St. Nick will appear, and the boys and girls will have an opportunity to visit with him and share what their wish lists are for Christmas. Along with that, we have several other programs that we're really trying to build up in our library and get more people in. I'll just mention very quickly our genealogy program that we started several months ago. We do that every month, so if anyone is interested in starting your family tree, learning about your ancestors, come join us in the library. Any questions? Okay,
Good.
thank you very much.
Water treatment.
Good evening, Mayor and Aldermen. Congratulations, Alderman Broeker and Alderman Waldron, on your re-elections. This is the water treatment plant report for September 2012. We run a month behind normally because we're preparing the numbers for the monthly operational reports, but since this meeting comes late, we're actually running almost 2 months behind now. As you can see, the amount of water delivered in September 2012 is down significantly from 2011. If you guys remember that big break on Mason Road last year in 2011, getting that and other breaks cleaned up has contributed to lowering the amount of water that we produce. Additionally, that, as you can see, lowers our chemical cost pretty significantly. Something you might notice is that the sodium hypochlorite, which is essentially the chlorine solution that we use to disinfect the water, that number is almost similar to the other one. That is because the new pumps that you guys graciously allowed us to buy actually measures the amount of myox that's going through those pumps, so we can give you guys a much more accurate reading now of how much myox we're using. Cross-connection program is going very well. Jeff states that the compliance is going way up, and they're discovering lots of new businesses and other places that have either already have a backflow device or need one. He's focusing on fire lines this month. Additionally, Thomas wanted me to mention about the dam. Currently, it is at 486.95 feet. They call that the pool. Summer pool versus winter pool, they want to keep a higher level in the summer and a lower level in the winter. Currently, it's at 486.95. The winter pool is actually at 483.33. So if you guys remember the drought we had this summer, we've actually caught up. That's really good. Summer pool tends to try to stay at about 490. They allow that to go higher for boaters, fishermen, other kind of stuff. Just some numbers to compare. During the May floods, it was up to 504.5. And 2 months ago in September, it was at 491.5 when we got all that rain. The reason that that's important to us, one, is we want to make sure that we have plenty of water, but two, that does change the amount of organics that we're treating in the water. The lower the level, the more likely organics are going to be in the water. So sometimes you'll notice that in the winter months, even though we're actually treating less water, certain chemicals, particularly our coagulant, which makes dirt particles stick together, does get a little bit higher. So that's what I've got for you guys, unless you have any questions.
Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. Public Works. You're going to divide it up, or?
Good evening, Mayor and Alderman. This is for the month of October. We had 23 chipper calls, 826 pickups. We hauled about 36 tons of chips to Murfreesboro. Had 519 hours in the workhouse program, with 233 of that being the litter pickup, the 169 being in the chipper. Had 138 work orders for the month, and overtime was down on that. And also in our fleet department, we had 90 repairs, 18 in the house. 7 of them was major, 11 of them was minors, 6 sets of brakes, batteries, and that's about all I got.
Well, if you haven't been down Cheney Road, that is absolutely phenomenal.
We worked hard on that Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
It is awesome, especially when you come off of Cheney onto Old Nashville. There's no more roller coaster. So that's awesome.
Any questions?
We're very, very proud of all that.
Any questions?
Thank you. Now, Public Works, Water, and Sewer.
Evening, Mayor and Aldermen. I'll give both the sewer and water here. In the sewer department, as you can see, our work orders were down a hair. We were down a few hours in overtime. It was a quieter month, sewer. Water, work orders were up. We had 16 water line and service line breaks. That's down 5 from the month before. Responded to 127 calls, that's sewer and water combined. The overtime in water was down 43 hours, which is good. We did real well there. Our goal is just to keep looking for water leaking out and water leaking in. So hopefully we'll, any questions?
Good job, Jerry. Thank you. Human Resources.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Aldermen. I want you to know I'm going to stay well within the 6 minutes for the September and the October meeting, so no worries there. We had for September and October about 396 applications and views through NeoGov. I want to thank you again for allowing us to make that transition this year. It's very helpful. I want to start out by saying we've had some great hires this year. One of them being as we made some additions to the police department and Assistant Chief Glenn Taylor with 30 plus years to the force and already making a tremendous impact. And we've already had, we're about to hire 4 more new officers. So we're able to do that. Also, thank you for allowing us to do the upgrade for Von Barr, who's with us tonight. Vaughn will serve as the HR manager. She brings with her, I want this group to know, 12 plus years of human resource management experience. She's a graduate of Trevecca College with a degree in human resource management. So we were able to achieve, it's important because we were able to achieve as a city what our goal was to hopefully get a degree person with experience there. And we set our sights high and glad to have her on board. Just a few other things, 2 terminations in the last couple of months, one being seasonal. One of the things that this year that has happened also, I was sitting there with the seasonal employees working with Jeff and some of the things that we did last year. I know that we saved more than $6,000 to the bottom line just on the seasonal employees being able to go in and do things and set that up and hire that within from years past where we use staffing companies. We've had 500 plus care here visits. We've had a weight management class. We've had flu shots. We've had hepatitis shots that we're able to do cheaper through care here. We're waiting for numbers for year end, but I think we're going to be well within the numbers that we projected for the year for claims, et cetera. We've had open enrollment this year for next year. I think that of all the full-time employees, we got everyone except for 2 without spending any additional resources and partnering with the folks that we do business with this year. We were able to complete service excellence training in the water billing department, and we're really trying to make an effort to working with Phyllis and that group there to make a change in how we relate to the customers. We're going to do the same in the library to address some of the issues that we've had to deal with in the past, and everybody seems to be excited and supported as well. And that's all that we have for HR. How did I do?
Very good. Any questions?
I'll leave you with, I'm not going to make any challenges to Alderman Broeker. Glad to have him back. But the way I see it is that we've got 4 more years, howl at the moon, so start training down, buddy.
You may have a chance then.
I may have a chance. 14 seconds out.
Thank you. All right. Now, the fun part. We're going to start tonight with our Employee of the Month. And there's a very special story about this young man. There was a citizen whose father had fallen. She she had back issues. She could not get her father up. Jonathan happened to be doing his job, hears the lady screaming for help, and runs to help her get his father up until she could get, and help stayed with her until other help arrived. So that speaks volumes, again, of the type of employees that we have working here in this city. They truly do care about these citizens. So Jonathan, come on up. The City of Laverne Certificate of Appreciation is hereby granted to Jonathan Engelman for your dedication and hard work for the City of Laverne. The city hereby recognizes you as the Employee of the Month for November 2012 and thanks you for the excellent work you do for the City of Laverne. And I want to personally say thank you for caring so much about our citizens. These are the kind of employees we got, guys. We're proud of them. All right. Next, I'm going to turn this over to Chief Walker.
You can't leave.
Oh, I'm not. I'm going to get out of the center here.
There was an event going on at Rock Springs Middle School, and people say, well, that's in Smyrna. Yes, but there's a large percentage of folks that are students at Rock Springs Middle School that are Laverne residents. But I'm going to ask Miss Julie Webb, Assistant Principal at Rock Springs Middle. And if they would, I'm going to ask Assistant Chief Ricky McCormick, Garland Russell, Street Supervisor, Alderman Broeker, and I'll explain that, and Assistant Chief Glenn Taylor to come up, please. To give you just a tad of background, there was a thing called RSMS Food Fight. That was getting the children at Rock Springs Middle to bring canned food items in, and there were even donations, monetary donations that were accepted and used to provide food for families of some children from Rock Springs Middle School for Thanksgiving. Families that the staff at RSMS suggested and knew about that might need some help. And there was a young lady that recommended doing food fight and made a presentation to Ms. Webb, and she took the ball and ran with it.
Chief, can I stop you? You forgot to add one person that come up with this idea.
No.
Michaela Walker, come on up here, please. I'm going to outrule him.
You're the boss. Well, I got two bosses here. I got another one. Three, actually. Ms. Julie Webb, Assistant Principal of Rock Springs Middle School, we present you the Chief Citizen Service Award. When a young student at Rock Springs Middle School brought to you a suggestion for the RSMS food fight, you became involved. Several hundred pounds of food items were donated by the students, as well as monetary donations. Your involvement did not stop at the end of the school day. On Saturday, November 17th, you started at 8:30 a.m. buying over 300 pounds of turkeys, milk, eggs, and additional food items for the boxes. You helped load boxes, then deliver them to 17 Laverne families and almost 50 children. Then, on Sunday, you came back and delivered boxes to 8 families in Smyrna. You are the epitome of an educator who cares, quote, beyond the classroom and school, end quote. Your efforts ensure 27 families and almost 60 children will have Thanksgiving dinner, and for that, we say thank you. These other folks that are here came and helped load boxes and deliver boxes to families. Laverne Fire, Officer Cherie Robertson was there, along with Officer Matt Fracker from the Police Department. But everywhere we went, police and fire were together. We argue, but we're really brothers and sisters in service. And we really appreciate you all. Garland actually hauled the turkeys and the eggs and the milk from Save-A-Lot here in Laverne back over to RSMS. But there were a lot of families that were helped. And to give you another idea about her, there are even more things going on because of things that she learned during that period of time, and there are children being helped even more. So, Ms. Webb, thank you. Even though you may be housed over there in Smyrna, you're taking care of our kids there.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Now, there's something else that happened that's really awesome. There was a few weeks ago, back in October, that you folks saw a young man and woman, students at Laverne High School on TV. 3 different stations here in Nashville covered that story. And I'm going to ask Cynthia and Umberto Cornelius to come up. And along with me on this one is Officer Ken Atkins. Now, if you don't remember, there was a little boy that was found. Officer Atkins got a phone call that originated from Assistant Chief Ricky McCormick over at Station 3, and these young folks were the reason that we were going to try to help a young man. What occurred was that morning, a little boy apparently slipped out of a van that was picking up preschool children to take back to St. Clement's Academy over in Antioch. This little guy slipped out as another one got in. And these 2 young folks, 14 and 18, Laverne High School students. You hear so much about kids today and how this new generation is and so on and so forth. But let me tell you, these young folks are a primary example of the good kids that are out there doing good things every day that people never hear about. And for this, we are going to present a Chief Citizen Service Award to Cynthia and Umberto both. And I'll read Cynthia's, and then I'll read Umberto's, because his is a little different. Not a lot, but just a little. He was driving and she was a passenger. And that's a good thing because she's 14. On October the 18th, 2012, you and your brother, Umberto, were on your way to Laverne High School. About 7:55 a.m., you saw a 4-year-old little boy run out in the road in front of the car on Hector Lane. You got out, picked up the little boy, comforted him, and attempted to determine where he lived or to find his parents. In an act very mature beyond your years, you and Umberto took the boy to Laverne Fire Station number 3. Your actions, compassion, and mature thinking kept this lost little boy from harm. In recognition of your actions, I am honored to present you this Chief's Citizen Service Award. Umberto, on October the 18th, 2012, you and your sister Cynthia were on your way to Laverne High School. About 7:55 a.m., you were driving when a 4-year-old little boy ran out in the road in front of the car on Hector Lane. You stopped the car and Cynthia got out, picked up the little boy, comforted him, and attempted to determine where he lived or to find his parents. In an act very mature beyond your years, you and Cynthia took the boy to Laverne Fire Station number 3. Your actions, compassion, and mature thinking kept this lost little boy from harm. And in recognition of your actions, I am honored to present you this Chief's Citizen Service Award. Because of these 2 young people who cared enough to stop and to get involved and to take care of this little guy, he was returned to his parents safely. After 5 p.m. that day, he got to go to a fire station and see fire trucks and the firemen. He got to ride in a police car and see an old police officer, including me. He got to have chicken nuggets and pizza and watch cartoons and play with trucks at the police station and ride all over Laverne, right? But because of these two young people stepping up, getting involved, and being very, very mature, we're proud of you. We're proud of you because this little boy is safe tonight because of them.
Laverne Heroes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So much. Thank you, Ronnie. Oh, it's hard to follow that, guys. All right. Now we've got to get down to the nitty-gritty. Old business. Motion to approve the paving of streets in Pinnacle Point, Phase 1.
Motion to deny.
I have a motion
Second.
to deny, and I have a second. Do I need any discussion? Any discussion? We'll do a roll call. Did you have something? Okay.
Nothing's changed since the workshop, I'm
No.
sure.
Alderman Green. Vice Mayor.
Aye.
Alderman Waldron.
Aye.
Alderman Broeker.
Aye.
And I vote aye as well. Second reading, ordinance 2012-25, an ordinance to amend the 2012-2013 fiscal year water and sewer fund budget and capital plan for the water treatment plant improvements.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have 2 seconds. We will do a roll call. Alderman Broeker.
Aye.
Alderman Waldron.
Aye.
Vice Mayor.
Aye.
Alderman Green. And I vote aye. Motion carries. Number 6, motion to approve the renewal of the telecommunications service agreement and addendums 1, 2, and 3 with the TDS for data and telephone services.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. New business.
Consent.
We have,
Consent. You skipped the consent agenda.
I sure did. I marked it, didn't I? I'm sorry. I need a motion to approve or to deny the consent agenda items.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. Next, we'll move on to appoint board members. We have the library board. We have 2 vacancies. Mr. Rue is no longer with the city, and Mr. Gaston resigned from his position on this board. And we have 3 applications. Did the library board have,
2 openings.
they had 2 openings. Did they ever meet? And do they have, did y'all talk about who y'all would like to be on that board?
Typically, they don't make
They
a
don't do it?
recommendation on
Okay,
this
I
committee.
didn't know. All right. We have 2 positions and 3 applicants.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion for Antonio Cannon and Svan Barr.
Okay.
Second.
Did you get those?
Yes.
Okay. We have Antonio Cannon and Ms. Vaughn Barr. We have a motion and a second. Do I have a roll call? Do I need that? We'll just do a, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Motion carries. Welcome. Thank y'all for putting your name in there. We appreciate that. We're breaking Ms. Vaughn in right. Number 9, first reading, ordinance 2012-26, an ordinance to amend Title 3, Chapter 3, Section 3-310 of the Laverne Municipal Code regarding the city litigation tax.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Do I have any questions? Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Number 10, Resolution 2012-12, a resolution to adopt a revised billing adjustment policy for the water and sewer.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. Motion carries. Number 11, Resolution 2012-13, a resolution to adopt revised water and sewer billing policies and procedures.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. I have a second. Do I have any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Number 12, Resolution 2012-14, a resolution to adopt an employee credit, debit, and purchasing card policy. I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 13, Resolution 2012-15, a resolution to accept the Blair Oak Subdivision. It does state on here it received an unfavorable recommendation at the October 30th, 2012 Planning Commission meeting. At that time, the as-built had not been reviewed by our city engineer. That is why it received an unfavorable. And Kyle, I'll let you address.
Mayor and Board, I have received the as-bills and they are in order, so everything's good on the as-bills.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Can we,
There was like some
we need to,
wording that needed to go with it, but
yeah, if you'll, motion to approve as long as we, what, the irrevocable form of dedication?
yes.
And the maintenance bond, and they have to be done within 15 days.
That's
I'll
what I meant.
second.
Okay. Bruce, you want to read that back to everybody?
I have a motion by Vice Mayor Farmer to approve subject to the irrevocable offer dedication being recorded and the maintenance bond being put in place within 15 days. Seconded by Alderman Broeker.
Okay. Everybody clear on that? Do I have any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 None opposed. Motion carries. Number 14, motion to approve the purchase of property for the Waldron Road Pump Station. We did receive the official letter from the state. Did we get that in there, Bruce?
Yes, it's in the packet.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second? I have a second. Do we need any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. Number 15, motion to appoint a temporary judge.
Motion to approve.
Do we
Okay.
need to name it?
We gotta have a name.
Yeah.
Well, you've already, I thought you meant you're already the one that you
Okay.
temporarily had appointed
Okay.
already.
Yeah, you could, yeah, that's fine. You could do a motion to affirm or ratify the mayor's temporary appointment.
I would like to make a motion to affirm the mayor's temporary appointment
Of Ed Highland.
of Ed Highland.
And I have a second. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion to approve staffing changes for the IT department. Certainly.
We asked in the workshop that the board consider staffing changes, and that being to add an IT director. We would ask if you would consider approving this contingent upon our ability to find the funding elsewhere in 2012 for this fiscal year. If we are unable to find that money, then we won't fill the position. But we ask if you'll consider approving this motion based upon our ability to find existing funds to pay for the position. We're talking about a half a year salary, et cetera. So what we thought we had, we don't have, so we're just looking elsewhere. So.
Is that, if you do find where you think you can fund this, you're going to bring that back in front of the board?
Yes,
okay.
We would. Absolutely.
I'll make a motion to approve
contingent
upon your ability to find funding for this position.
We'll be having a bake sale Saturday morning.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second? Ms. Sherry, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Number 17, motion to begin the process of starting a community build playground for for Lake Forest Estates.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Do I have a second? Any discussion? Okay, this is not spending money. This is just the process. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, we're down to mayor and alderman comments. We'll be courteous and we'll start with our new elected in here.
All right.
Alderman Broeker, we'll let you start.
Couple things tonight. This Thursday, Macy's Day Parade, Laverne, 2 members of the Laverne High School Band will be representing Laverne, so keep an eye out for them if you do watch that parade, and I think that's a heck of an honor, and I hope that we can bring them back maybe here next month or in a couple weeks, maybe to honor them. Also, please keep Melissa Foy and her family in your prayers. She had kind of a tragedy happen to them. The parade, again, December 8th, starts at 6. Please sign up if you're interested in being, bringing in a float or being part of the parade. Christmas tree lighting is at 7. And the last thing, again, I kind of hit on it a little bit at the workshop, but I want to thank everybody, regardless of who you supported. It was kind of a long election cycle. I know I'm glad it's over with. The one thing that I'd like to see this board do is work better or strive to work as well as we can. Doesn't mean we have to agree, but I'd like to see us work a little bit better and get some ideas out there. So having said that, I want to thank everybody, and that's it.
I really ain't got anything. Just everybody be safe this holidays, and see everybody back here next month.
Vice Mayor?
Congratulate Alderman Waldron and Alderman Broeker and tell everybody happy Thanksgiving.
Alderman Gray?
Yes, I want to congratulate Tom and Dennis for being back with us. And as Chris said, I hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving. Most of all, be safe. Be careful and enjoy your family. Don't eat too much.
I just want to thank all the employees for all the hard work. I know we're rounding around to the end of the year. Y'all have really stepped up to the plate, and just watching all of y'all doing for the communities, just like us, from helping people that have fallen to fixing roads, to protect them on a daily basis. I just want y'all to know how much I truly am thankful for each and every employee here, and we're truly blessed to have each and every one of y'all with us. And I hope everybody has a safe and happy Thanksgiving. And I'm like Sherry, I say eat lots of turkey and fried chicken. This meeting adjourned.